Hello, everybody. Welcome to SoulSpace podcast number 99.
Hey,
Yay!
welcome.
Yeah. So today we are going to finish up our theme about renewal or renewing and talk about renewing our dreams today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is one of our favorite topics.
Yeah. Yeah, and people sometimes forget about their dreams, or you think you're too old for dreaming or whatever. You're never too old to start something new, or you're never too into a certain career or whatever to start something different if it's not feeling good for you. You always have time to start something. I mean,
Absolutely.
both of us are lifetime learners and love to explore new things always.
Yes.
So, that makes life more interesting, and it leads to more fun in your life and doing finding things that you love. You don't have to stick with the same things
Mm-mm.
forever.
No,
You
you
know?
don't. A lot of people feel like, they gotta stay with the same things that they've always done. And that's not the case.
No,
And
no.
sometimes also, a lot of us set intentions for the beginning of the year.
Right. Yeah.
And sometimes by this time of the year, maybe some of those have gone by the wayside.
Yeah.
And so this would be a good time to renew some of those that you're still really interested in trying to accomplish this year, the next couple of years, and start moving forward again.
Right.
And summertime is the perfect time to do that because it's the time of
is.
renewal and abundance is on its way with the beautiful, leaves and
Spring
everything
and yeah.
growing, and spring is starting. Everything is
Yeah.
being created in nature. And it's
Yeah.
just a good time to just start again or renew your energy around maybe the
For
intent
sure.
and your dreams and the things that you're interested in doing in your life.
Right. Yeah, and we're going to talk about a little technique that we like to use. Like if you make a dream board or something like that, and you can make sure you're in alignment with your dreams or with the things that you're writing in your notebook or putting on your board or however you do it. Um, you need to be in alignment with those things or they're not going to work. It's not going to work, right?
Yeah, it's all about energy.
Yeah.
It's all about aligning your energy, aligning the energy of your intentions. Maybe just a realignment is all that's needed for you to really start flowing forward again.
Yeah.
And then a lot of times it is just something so simple as that, just that feeling of getting over that little bump that was maybe felt like it was holding you back.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
that it's realignment. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah. And maybe you got a little sidetracked on what you decided you wanted to work on for the year or this time in your life, and you forgot how excited you were when you set those goals or
And it's
dreams
normal to
or
get
those things.
sidetracked or
Yeah.
have little road bumps or like
Yeah.
going
Or
this
side
way.
curves.
Little tangents here and there.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're
It's
gonna,
life.
yeah, life happens for sure. So we're going to help you get back in alignment with those if there's still something that you want to work on, and we'll go from there. So yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
And so I just wanted to start with a little tidbit from a book that we love because we love to share these with you.
yeah.
Especially since it's things that can help you along your way too. This one is Getting into the Vortex by Esther and Jerry Hicks. This is actually the user guide from the guided meditation CD, which I love.
Yeah,
I listen to
such
these
a good-
meditations all the time.
Yeah,
Still to this day, and I've been doing that for years. Every once in a while, it's like I want to listen to this one. I want to listen to that one.
yeah.
Um, but there's this little section here that I thought really kind of went along with what we were going to talk about today.
Mhm.
And so, if you do have this book by some happy chance, I'm on page 30, which is section 15. That which is your source is fully aware of you right now and feels unspeakable appreciation for who you are. Your life is supposed to feel good to you, and you are meant to feel happiness in your life, and you are meant to satisfy your dreams. The source within you is always fully aware of you, even though you may not be fully aware of source. And in the same way that the words on our recording are not changing and becoming clearer, but instead it is your reception that is changing and allowing the clarity, you will begin to allow your own clear recognition of your relationship with your source. Unless you are in the state of alignment with the love that source flows through you, it is as if it is not really there, when in fact, It is always there. It is not enough to be loved by another. You must be a vibrational match to that love in order to know the experience of being loved. To be in your natural state of love and appreciation does not require lovable objects for you to focus your attention toward, but only an absence of resistance, which is the only thing that can hinder or mute your natural state of love and appreciation and well-being. In the absence of resistant thought, your vibration returns to its natural state of power and clarity and love. In the absence of resistant thought, your true nature of resilience and replenishment and vitality returns. In the absence of resistant thought, your true nature of eagerness and joy and fun returns. It is not through struggle and effort and trying that resistance is released, but instead through distraction and releasing and relaxing. Your life is supposed to feel good to you, and you are meant to satisfy your dreams. There's nothing more satisfying than the deliberate alignment with what you have dreamed.
Love that. Yeah. So good. And that, as I'm thinking about, dreaming and like never being too old to dream, I think about Louise Hay, who started Hay House when she was like 60,
Yeah,
or in her early 60s.
yeah,
And
started
yeah,
that giant, massive, life-changing for millions publishing company.
Right. Yeah. And it's so cool to know that. I mean, because I'm in my 60s, it's never too late to start a whole new career if you want.
Yeah.
A lot of people my age are starting to retire and thinking about retirement. And of course I am too, but for me, retirement, I mean, I don't want to not do anything. That'll never be me.
Yeah.
As long as I can get around and move and think, I'll be doing some kind of thing, something. So it's just cool to know that it's never too late. Don't stop dreaming. Don't stop thinking about things that you want and want to achieve or want to do, because you should go for that.
Right. And learn and become.
Right.
A lot of people almost kind of give up, but for me, there's so much.
There's not enough time.
There's not enough time to do all the things that I'm interested in.
Right.
And that's part of my creation is not enough time, and I need to work on that. Of course, I know that about myself.
Right.
But it's all about, well, what's next? Because in life, there's always got to be a next, and there's always got to be a next, because when there stops being a next, well, then, as Abraham would say, you kick the bucket and you move on to the next that way.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot I want to do here.
So much to do here, and that's exciting for us, and we want you to be excited about what's next for you also.
Yeah.
And what I love about this is it really talks about getting into that state of alignment.
Yeah.
The non-resistance to your dreams and the things that you want in your life, and creating that alignment energetically. Yeah. And they talk about how their meditations assist with that, releasing the resistance to what you want. Yeah. And so meditation is great for that. The freedom release method, we always talk about how wonderful that is for releasing the resistance to what you want. That's really the purpose of it. Yeah.
And it's so important to release the resistance. It's not so much that we have negativity towards something, but if we're releasing the resistance to feeling good and to having those things, that, a lot of people have a fear of success, or a fear of, or they don't feel worthy of those things. You feel like, oh, I haven't, I didn't go to college long enough in my life, or whatever it is. And so I don't deserve all those things, or whatever. Everybody deserves what they want. Everybody is worthy of their dreams. And sometimes we feel like we're not, and releasing that resistance to having it is what we need to do to get there.
Right. And a lot of people's underlying things like that fear of success or not being worthy, isn't always a conscious thought. It's a subconscious program
Right.
that sits there and manifests in different ways.
Yeah.
It manifests as feeling like there's a ceiling that you can never break through.
Yeah.
It manifests as self-sabotage when you're not even realizing that you're doing it. It manifests as negative thought patterns around when you start to get successful. It manifests as overwhelm. There's so many ways that it becomes to the fore.
Right.
But those are kind of like the root things. And so by allowing yourself to energetically come back into alignment with the things that you want helps to release a lot of that resistance that's kind of been in the way of you getting there and moving forward toward it again. And that's kind of what we're talking about today.
Yeah. So exciting. I love this topic.
Me too.
Yeah.
And one thing that I love that they say is there's nothing more satisfying than the deliberate alignment with what you have dreamed.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we're doing today is we're deliberately doing things to realign with the things that we want, whether it's the dream that you had for this year or goals or intentions or whatever words you like to use for the things that you're wanting in your life. Just think, realigning.
Yeah.
Saying, yes, I still want this.
Yeah. So good. One thing that I started doing a few months ago, actually probably 6 or 8 months ago, a friend of mine gave me a notebook and a pen. And so I decided to use that pen to be my magic pen and that notebook. And that's what I use to manifest my dreams. So things that I really want to manifest or, want to bring into fruition, things that I'm dreaming about, I write them in that little notebook, and I have my intention that pen and that notebook is what is gonna make that happen. And it's a mindset thing to, keep thinking about it and keep dreaming about it. And we talk about all the time how your imagination is manifesting your dreams. So that's one exercise you can use to do those things. And then when you're having a bad day, go back and read through that and see, oh yeah, I forgot about this. This excites me, and it'll bring that excitement back for you. And it's a lot easier to manifest or to bring things to fruition if you write them down. And every teacher on any kind of mindset tells you that, writing things down is a huge step in manifesting what you want.
Yeah, it makes it tangible.
Yeah.
It makes it real. You're putting it out there. Not only are you're writing it, you're thinking it, you're focusing on it when you're doing that.
Yeah.
The act of writing is a really big deal, and it makes it a tangible, real thing when you write it down.
Yeah.
For me, I love my magical to-do list.
Yeah.
And that's something that we've talked about previously. I love that. I have it. I have my specific notebook that's for my gratitude and my magical to-do list. And I have pages set aside for my magical to-do list that keeps getting longer.
Yeah.
And I love it, and I love being able to check things off of that as I go along. It's been a lot of fun, and that's one of my favorite techniques. It's like the same thing that you do, where you have that same thing where I don't have a magical pen, although I could make that.
You can make that
because that's really fun. Who doesn't want a magical pen that creates things? But I have my magical notebook that I put things in there and I give it over to the universe and it creates it. And that's what you have as well.
Yeah.
And I just like to call it my magical to-do list because I just love that. When we did the magic with Rhonda Byrne, it's like that just struck me again. It's like I just love it. It's my favorite thing.
Yeah, I love it too. Yeah. And that's another book we should revisit sometime, is The Magic.
100%. We love The Magic. It's such a good book. If you don't have it, look it up. You can get it on Amazon. Easy.
Yeah. It's good. So fun to do.
Can we say Amazon? I'm gonna say Amazon. Everybody knows it.
We can do that. we should have our own link.
We don't have any Amazon links at this point, so I'm not gonna worry about it.
Yeah.
We're not making any money out of this.
Yeah, just go there. Just go there. Yeah. Yeah. So let's talk about using the pendulum to help get in alignment with that, with our dream list or with our goal list or whatever you want to call it.
So one thing that I would do, so with this technique, we usually use it with our dream boards. So if you're talking about you have your list, let's say we have our list, right? So what I would do is I would take one thing off of that list that you're really wanting to, you're still lit up about and excited about. You want to replenish that energy, you want to realign with it.
Yeah.
And I would just write that down on a piece of paper, right? And have that piece of paper in front of you. And so then we have our pendulum technique that we use to see if we're aligned with the energy or not. So if you have the piece of paper in front of you, say it's right here, right? And you have your pendulum and you say, okay, show me yes. And this is not my pendulum, so it might take a second. Okay, so this one is showing me yes. So yes is clockwise for this pendulum and for me right now. Okay, stop. Okay, show me no. Okay, and so no for me is like a back and forth. All right. So with this particular thing that we're going to do, so if you have your dream in front of you, okay, so am I aligned with this goal that I have set for myself?
And she's thinking about her goal instead of.
Yeah, I don't have the paper in front of me. Okay, so it says no. So my energy is misaligned with my goal right now, which is probably why it hasn't started to come to fruition, right? And so, okay, so I'm going to ask the pendulum to help me to clear the energy around the energy and the resistance, I'm going to say, because that's probably the best thing. And that's what we are all about, is clearing our resistance, right? I'm going to ask this pendulum to clear the energy and resistance around that so I can realign with my goal.
Right. It's not that she doesn't want that goal anymore. It's that she's for some reason resisting it.
Yeah, I'm resisting it. And a lot of times for me, it's that fear of success. I have a lot of things around fear of success and worthiness, and I continue to work on that all the time. And one of the things that's big for me is self-awareness. I want to know what's going on. And so you see, I asked it to clear it. Now it's moving for me and it's clearing the energy. And it's just going in a counterclockwise circle. It's pretty big right now. And what usually happens when I do this type of clearing is it'll start big, and as it clears that energy, then it'll get smaller and smaller and smaller until it stops. And so this could take a short amount of time, could take 5 minutes, could take 10 minutes. It just depends on the energy, right? And so sometimes it takes a little bit longer to clear the energy than other times. Right. I just let it go and I let it do its thing. And I just hold it. I'll probably have it stop short just because it might take a little while to clear the energy of my intentions. But I'll just have it stop.
And we wanted to teach this today because with a pendulum, there are so many different things you can do with it, and it's such a useful tool to have in your toolbox because there's so many different things you can use it for. And from finding gold or water to clearing energy to doing a chakra clearing,
testing the energy of
questions. Testing the energy. So it's a great tool for you to have for energy work. So and this is one of the great things to use it for, is to help you get in alignment again with your things that you're intending to do.
Yes. And that's what's wonderful. I mean, pendulums are super easy. And if you've never used a pendulum, well, maybe we'll just give you a second to kind of teach you about using it. So with pendulums, a lot of them will have like a little ball on top or something to hold, right? And so I always just I hold it very lightly on that. And then I make sure that the string is straight down and I'm not touching it at all. That's my intention. And then I hold my hand still. And so if you struggle with holding your hand still, you can't hold your hand up like that. You could even just set it like on something to hold it. Like let's say you had a hook or something, because sometimes if people, they can't hold their arms up that long, you need something to hold it. But I like to hold it in my hands. A lot of times I'll have my other hand underneath it. It connects with my energy that way. You can see it's connecting with the palm chakra right now, and it's kind of showing me the energy of that palm chakra is good and open. Okay, stop. And so I can kind of tell it what I want it to do. And one thing that's really useful about pendulums is you can ask it to show me yes, show me no, show me strong, show me weak.
Yeah.
Show me alignment or misalignment, and you could ask it to show you those different things, and it will. It'll show you, which way is yes and which way is no, which way is strong, which way is weak.
Yeah.
So you just do that and you just hold it still, because one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to affect it. You don't want to be doing one of these things
Right.
or moving it
Yeah.
around or whatever. You don't want to be moving it with your fingers. So you just want it to be loose, hanging loose and doing its own thing. And what pendulums really do is they connect with your energy. They connect with your higher self and help you to get information from yourself and your own energy to help you along, right?
Yeah.
And you can also use it as a communication tool with your spirit guides or things like that as well. But, one thing that you're doing with this is you are asking yourself to realign your own energy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what the pendulum is helping you do. It's just a tool to show you that you're doing it. It's a tool to assist you with that. And that's what we like to do, is we like to use tools that can help us in different ways.
Yeah.
And so that's just that's what you do with a pendulum. The most important thing is that it's hanging free.
Yeah.
It's hanging free, and you're not
Yeah.
trying to manipulate it. You just let it do its thing. And one thing I like to do with pendulum is this, like when I pick rocks. I like to find ones that feel good when I hold it. Ones that when I pick it up, I might feel a vibration that feels good in my hand, whether it gets warm or cold, or even just kind of see which one I feel most drawn to. Like when we talked about picking rocks.
Yeah.
And so you can go back and kind of see how we did that. And then just see which ones are going to work with your energy. I didn't know if this one was going to connect with my energy easily, but it does. It's a quartz crystal. This is a rose quartz, and those usually connect fairly easily with energy.
Yeah.
Otherwise I could have used my necklace, because I use my necklace as a pendulum all the time. It's like my necklace and I are very connected. I actually got it from Tracy and her husband. And he's my favorite. Is there anything that you'd like to add about using pendulums?
Just, if you have one, it's a good idea to carry it with you, especially when you first get it. Keep it on your person for a while, just so it gets used to your energy. And then especially if you're having trouble with it, if you're not getting it to work how you want it to, the more it's in your energy, the easier it's going to work for you. And the it's going to be awesome. You'll feel the energy coming from it.
Yeah.
And it's just so fun to use one and to ask. And another thing with a pendulum, remember that you can only ask for yourself. You can't ask, does this boy like me? We used to do that as teenagers, and is this boy gonna ask me out or whatever, or does this person whatever? So always you have to ask for yourself. It's not something that you can make someone else do something for you or whatever. There's no real woo-woo in it. It's syncing with your energy, and it's
it's really what it's about.
Always fun to play when you're
and you can
when you're a kid, but
yeah, and you can kind of see. So this one is my necklace that I wear every day, and you can see how responsive it is to my energy, because I wear it every day. We're kind of like vibrational besties here, and it's just and I can get it to go bigger and bigger and bigger. So you can see the difference between that one that I just picked up for the first time, in my own stone, kind of how it reacts to my energy. And so that's what Tracy's talking about, is getting it to connect with your energy more by wearing it, having it on your person, having it in your purse and around you every day. So I just kind of want to give that example to kind of show like the responsiveness of that one versus my own.
And so when you're clearing something, it's just let the pendulum do the work. You're just asking it, to get you aligned, like say with your list or your goals or your dream board, helping you get aligned with that and to clear any energy that's not in alignment. So it'll just do the work on its own. And I don't have anything right now in front of me to do, but it'll clear that. And usually you can ask first before you start which way for Yes, or which way for negative, which way for positive, whatever. But for me, because I use them all the time, mine is always counterclockwise, taking out negative energy, and then it usually puts in good energy going clockwise afterwards. So it'll usually clear out the old or the negative and then put in good and new energy. So that's what it'll do for me if I'm getting in alignment with my goals again or my dream board. And if it's not gonna do the work, like it maybe you're not in alignment with that anymore, and you're not gonna line up with it anymore. You'll probably have a feeling of that, but maybe the pendulum will just sit still and it won't do anything. So, just play with one for a while and you'll get to know what it's gonna do for you and what you know, it'll never steer you wrong, because it's aligned with your energy. So,
And using a tool like this takes a little bit of practice.
oh yeah, definitely.
Some people feel like, I don't know. Well, a lot of times the I don't know energy is what's causing the problem.
Right.
And so let's say you're like, I'm not really sure which goal I want to go towards or intention I wanted to keep moving forward on or whatever.
Yeah.
Pick a project. Is there a project that maybe you're struggling with really getting going or finishing or whatever? Clear the energy around that project, because that doesn't have as much oomph in it. And so that might help you to get started and to begin the practice. Even just, practicing holding the pendulum and really loose and holding still and just asking it, show me yes, show me no. And, start with show me yes and just wait till it starts moving. Because a lot of people, they have trouble with waiting for it to start moving because they don't believe it's going to start moving.
Yeah.
That's really your resistance is there about can I make it move?
Yeah.
Yes, you can. Everybody can do it. We've taught hundreds of people how to do this.
Yeah.
Everyone is able to do it. It's really about just connecting to your energy. And it could be a stone pendulum. It could be a brass pendulum. It could be a necklace of any kind, especially one that you wear a lot. That's a perfect place to start.
Yeah.
Is any kind of metal necklace, any kind of stone necklace, anything like that will work as a pendulum.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be something special.
A nut tied to a string,
that's very
anything true. With a weight that is a weight or heavier than the string will work.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be anything.
It doesn't have to be fancy.
It
can be because we like fancy.
Yeah,
but it doesn't have to be. You could tie, if you have a ring, if you don't, let's say you
tie it on a string. Yeah.
You're gonna tie it on a string, or let's say you have a necklace that's have a pendant, just tie one of your rings to it, and that could work as well.
Yeah. And that's kind of an old
way to
wives' tale, or not a wives' tale, but an old tradition. For many ancestors, they would take their wedding ring and tie it to a string to see if they were going to have a girl or a boy baby. So you could ask, and that was just kind of a thing that people did back in the day. So, yeah,
tying yourselves to the tradition sometimes can be really satisfying.
Yeah, it's fun. So check out your dreams, find, revisit that list if you made one at the beginning of the year, see how you're doing on it. Maybe you forgot all about it and you don't even remember what you had on your dream board.
Make a new one.
Yeah, maybe you want to start over and do it again. So now is a great time. I mean, anytime is a great time to do it. But
it is.
When you're dreaming about something, you're the only one holding you back from doing it. Right?
Yes.
It's all in your mindset and in your determination to go for your dreams.
Yeah.
So,
and sometimes that resistance, like we said, is in the subconscious. And so by releasing the energy of that through using this technique, through using the freedom release method and things like that, and allowing that stuff to leave, it helps you to feel that relief that allows you to continue to flow forward.
Yeah.
And that's what we're all about. It's flowing forward.
Yeah.
So you hit a little speed bump, big whoopity do.
Right.
Let's get over that speed bump by releasing the resistance so we can just flow over it like water over rocks.
Yeah. Yeah. And if things aren't going the way you think they should, then you probably need to do some clearing on that. Do some freedom release, do some tapping, do some just energy clearing on it. And if it's something that you really want, then allow it to be cleared. Set that intention that, okay, I'm ready to get rid of whatever's holding me back from having this.
Yeah, let's
And
do it.
do it. Yeah.
Right?
So good.
You know what's really fun? I have actually a little story
Yeah.
about what happened to me this week.
Cool.
And this might seem
Real
like
life is good.
real
It's the
life is
best
great. It
teacher,
teaches,
right?
right? And it shows you that we practice what we preach.
Yeah.
So for me, you guys don't know me, but one of my favorite things, and it always has been since I was young, is fashion.
Mm.
I love fashion. I love designers. I love new fashions. I love just I just love it. And I have this favorite design house, and I've loved it my entire life.
Awesome.
Just loved it. Okay, so I won't share what it is. But I do. I've always loved their designs and the classicness, but then like the innovation,
Mm.
right? And so I've always felt connected to it. And I've always wanted to wear their clothes. I've always wanted to own their bags and pieces and necklaces and things. I just love everything. I've always wanted to, but I've never been able to really afford it, right? To buy it on my own. And so I've never had a piece of that design house, but I've always loved it. So I'm like, one day, and I'm gonna love the crap out of it when I get it, right? And I'm just excited. And I've been getting more and more into fashion again lately, just because I just love it. It's one of my passions.
Yeah.
Um, and so I've been on this app where it has like Lux things and all of that. And I've gotten a piece here or there and mostly clothing and stuff, a bag or two, just because I love bags. Oh my gosh, I'm such a crazy person. I don't know. But it's just one of those things where there's something that you love it and you're just like, it just feels amazing to you. And I love to carry them and it's just leather. Carissa loves leather, right? I figure if we're going to have animals that pass, that we should celebrate and love every piece of them and take care of that, right? And so leather is one of my favorite things because of that. It's like, well, that's already happened. That I'm gonna celebrate that and continue to take care. And that's one thing is like if I have an item of possession, then I will take wonderful care of it and thank that animal for the life that they gave because I'm sure people ate the meat and they took care of. So I was like, let's use the whole animal. So I reconcile myself to that. You guys can have your own opinions. I don't care.
Right.
We all have our own opinions on things and I'm fine with that. But anyway, so like I said, I have this favorite design house and I have adored it forever. Completely unaffordable for my current circumstance. So, like I said, I was been on this app and I have bought a couple things and I did this mystery bag contest with this gal. I just love her. I love her energy. She's so fun. She's just super sweet. I just love everything about her. Like when I saw her for the first time, I just connected with who she was and I just kind of been supporting her too as much as I can. Not monetarily necessarily, but just kind of like getting things moving, helping with, the energy of her shows and stuff. Cause I just love being on them, and who she is so fun. So anyway, so I did purchase like this mystery bag from her and I got this absolutely gorgeous bag from her, which I love so much. And it didn't cost a whole lot of money or anything like that. And one of the things that was in my mystery bag was a necklace from my favorite design house.
Really? That's cool.
And so like when she was pulling it out, because she does live shows, she was pulling it out of the bag and she said, and this, and she showed it. And I was like, I almost started crying. I almost started crying. And I told her that later. And I was like, oh my gosh, I almost started crying because this is just my absolute favorite designer. Awesome. I never thought that I would ever get to own something like that. I always wanted to. And I was like, I had that in the back of my mind that one day I will.
Yeah.
And so I got it. And oh my gosh, I love it so much.
That's cool.
And second part of the story. So not only do I now own a necklace from that design house, which brings me so much joy. It's just something little, but it's something that for me has been a dream since I was a kid.
Yeah.
That I would do that. That I would own that. And so the second part of the story is so in this contest, you got tickets for a drawing. And there were these 3 items that you could choose from in the drawing.
Cool.
Right. So if you won, it was the big drawing. So like from like a whole month of sales, everybody who bought something got tickets.
Oh,
I had
neat.
3 tickets from my mystery bag.
Awesome.
And so she had this whole bag full of these tickets, right, with your name written on it. And ever since she started, the one of the pieces was from my design house. It's a wallet,
Mm,
a leather wallet
wow.
from my favorite design house. And ever since I saw that, I said, she's mine. That is mine. I'm getting it. I'm claiming it right now. And she laughed, every time, because every time I come on her show, I'd say that.
Yeah.
And I said, that's mine. And she she thought it was hilarious. Like, Carissa, yep, you're claiming her again, or whatever. But I said to myself, I said, I have decided that is going to be that one is going to be mine. That is mine.
Yeah.
I'm so excited about it. I just can't wait, and I could see it in my mind and I could feel it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I just can't wait. I just can't wait. I'm so excited. And so as it got closer to the drawing date, she didn't give the date, but I saw like she was going to be drawing last week. And so I just like, oh my gosh, I can't wait. I'm so excited. And I could see her drawing my name and saying, oh, sweet Carissa, because that's what she called me. Oh, sweet Carissa. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you, blah, blah, blah. And I could see it. I could see my name written on the piece of paper that she held up to the camera, right?
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh, I just can't wait. I'm so excited. So then when she did that show where she was pulling it, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I can't wait. I could feel it. I could see it in my mind. And so she shakes up the bag and she reaches in and she pulls it out. She goes, oh my God. Oh my God, I can't believe it. And she opens
I
it
have
up
goosebumps right now.
and it's my name
Oh my
on the
God.
piece of paper. And she goes, oh, sweet Carissa. I can't believe it. You only had 3 tickets and you win. And so it was just amazing.
That's
And it was one of those
cool.
things like, we talk about how you see it, you feel it, you
Yeah.
experience it, you get aligned with the energy of something that you want.
Yeah.
And for me, this is a thing. This is an object, right? And it's okay to want objects.
Yeah.
It's okay to
Yeah.
want things, and that's just part of my dream. I always dreamed that I would have that.
Yeah.
And so this is a dream come true for me to have this thing in my life. And so it's on its way to me right now. And I just
So
cannot
exciting.
wait. And I
Yeah.
got such goosebumps and I was jumping up and down for joy. And I was so excited, like I said, to a lot of people that might seem like a little thing, but for me, it was literally one of my dreams
Yeah.
that I've had since a child coming true.
Yeah.
And that also shows me that I'm, in alignment with the abundance that's on its way to me, that these things are coming into my experience.
Yeah.
And this might be a little thing, but for me, it's a huge thing.
Yeah.
And so you got to watch for those things as they're coming to you,
Mm-hmm.
those opportunities and things. And so this was an opportunity for me to have something that, even though I don't have the money to pay for that thing, it could still come into my experience.
Right.
There are many, many ways that things can come into your experience if you allow it. And that's one of the things that I did is I finally allowed myself to have that dream and let it come true.
Yeah.
I released my resistance to it and said, yes, I deserve that.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm excited for it. Yes, that's mine. And I've decided that it's finally time to allow myself to have it. And I didn't have to have the money for it.
Right. Yeah.
And that's the thing is like, a lot of people think I have to have this and this and this and this and this in place in order to get these things that I want. It's not true.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to have those things. You have to look for the opportunities.
Yeah.
And allow yourself to move towards that, to release the resistance to it, to allow yourself to begin to have those things. And that's just one example of the things. And I've given other examples too. We both have about different things that we've done that allowed the things that we've wanted or needed to come into our lives at the right time. And it's so exciting to start to see those things start to happen for yourself, little things even, and for me, this was a little big thing.
Yeah. It's so awesome. That's a great story. And it's perfect for our topic this week. So
I know. Isn't that funny?
Everything happens for a reason, right?
It's in alignment with our topic. It
really
worked out that way. It was fun.
Yeah, and we had our topic already picked a month ago for for this week.
We did,
so
and I didn't know that this was going to
perfect time.
happen. I didn't know when
Right.
she was going to do the drawing.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was going to be at the end of this last week. I didn't know, all of it just kind of happened in perfect timing for me to tell
Yeah.
the story.
That's awesome.
When we're talking about renewing our dreams. And that's
Yeah.
the thing is like, I allow myself to renew the dream of having something that
The
I've
things
always
that you
wanted.
want. Yeah. Yeah.
Even if it's just a thing. I'm
Right.
like, I deserve to have that thing. I want the thing.
Yeah.
And I get to have that thing.
Yeah.
And I'm
That's
so
awesome.
thrilled.
That is
I don't
so
think she
good.
could have had a more thankful and excited person to have that either. So I think she was thrilled because of how thrilled I was.
Yeah.
So we brought us
Yeah.
both joy that she did this thing, she didn't know
Yeah.
how it was gonna go with the whole like mystery bag thing and all of that kind of stuff that she did. And it was so fun. Like we both had fun. We both were so excited. And she was overjoyed at how overjoyed I was.
Yeah.
And to share that energy with one another was such a beautiful thing as well,
Mhm.
and I look forward to continuing to support her as I can too. because
Right.
We all deserve that.
And we've talked about that before on one of the podcasts when we talked about happiness, I think, and how that, for her to see the joy in you winning that prize, her happiness was exponentially heightened, and
Yeah.
so were the other people on the same call or whatever,
Yeah.
on the same show,
Yeah.
because they saw it happening
Mhm.
in real time too. So everybody in there had their vibration raised up.
Right,
And
because we
that
all
is
lifted
so
each other up
cool.
and we were all joyful at each other's joy. And
Yeah.
that's the thing is like I'm overjoyed of her success.
Yeah.
And she was overjoyed at my success. And
Yeah.
we all had so much fun together, playing this game that she had, because
Yeah.
games are fun and we love that too. And
Yeah.
it's just one of those things where, like you said, we lift each other up. When
Yeah.
one of us is lifted, we
Yeah.
all are.
Yeah.
And that we talk about that. And this time it was me.
Yeah.
And how beautiful is that for me to be able to finally receive that?
Yeah,
That means I'm in the
that's
receiving
great.
mode, and that's a perfect place to be. That's a place
Yeah.
we talk about getting us all into, and I want you to be there as much as I am.
Yeah.
It's just
That's so good.
It's just fun.
Yeah. Yeah. So that is a great lesson to keep in mind, and to enjoy that, feel that joy that happened, and know that you can have that too.
Yeah.
And you just have to set your mindset and release that resistance to it, and you can have it.
Right. And
It's
so
good.
use the tools that you have to get into alignment with the things that you want.
Yeah.
And if it's easier to align with something that's small, do that.
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't matter what it is.
Could be big, could be small.
Yeah.
Could be medium, could be anywhere in between.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so good. Awesome. I love it. That's a great story for today.
It is.
Yeah. So try this now. This week, go out and look for the things that you want, or revisit your goal list or your dream board, and help yourself align to those things again, or make a new one, and check with some energy work, muscle testing, or a pendulum, or a dowsing rod, whatever you like to use, and start to use that and play with it, and get used to that energy, and knowing that you are in control of your own energy, and you can manifest whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't have to have everything lined up to get it. Sometimes those cooperative components all come together once you decide what you want.
Yeah.
Decide what you want.
Don't worry
with
about the how, because
all you
the
need to
how isn't in play.
That's not as important.
That's not our job.
You'll be led along that path to it.
Absolutely.
And just pay attention.
Yeah.
Pay attention. What do we talk about?
Yeah.
Pay
attention.
The
algorithm of the universe will bring those things to you.
Right.
We hear about algorithm all the time now. And the universe is in that algorithm. And it's all about mindset. It really, really is.
The universe will help to line up the things.
Yeah.
So you just get in alignment with lining up with the things.
Mm-hmm.
Boop, 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 boop,
Yeah.
And it just lines itself up.
Yeah. Yeah. So good.
I love it.
All right, Carissa, where can we find you on this wonderful world of algorithms?
Algorithms and interwebs.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to find me on the interwebs, aka the internet, you can find me on Facebook at Light of Hope Healing. You can find us collectively on Facebook at Our SoulSpace. You can find us on YouTube at SoulSpace Podcast. Nothing before, nothing after. And you can find me on my Square site, which is light-of-hope-healing.square.site. Light of Hope Healing with a bunch of dashes in between. .square.site. Not complicated at all.
No, no.
You can do it. You can find it. It's fine. If you can't find it, just go on my Facebook page and follow the link to my Square.
Yeah,
There you go.
good idea. Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
What about you, Tracy?
I am at inspiredsignals.com and all my links are there. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram too at Inspired Signals and Inspired Signals Studio. Yeah.
Tracy makes beautiful things,
Changing.
aka
I need to
gorgeous.
get my store up. I still haven't been working on that, but one day.
I know, but you are
It's kinda
also
like your
you're showing
website.
us some of us really cool things
Yeah.
that you're making
Yeah, I have
on your sites. So
I have been, yeah.
we're excited about it.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm excited about it. You guys should get excited about it.
Yeah,
too.
I'm excited about it too. So, yeah, we will find us if you need something, and we're there for you.
And we're so excited about this next month that's coming up.
Yeah.
And want to join us on
Yeah.
this next month. It's going to be amazing. You're going to love our topic. So
We're gonna have fun. Well, we always have fun.
we
no
always
matter
have
what.
fun. We have fun. I hope you're having fun too.
Talk about some fun things coming up in June. So
Yes.
we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.